He was just a boy selling tea on a crowded railway platform, his tiny hands clutching a kettle that was nearly too heavy for him, weaving through passengers, shouting, "Tea! Hot tea!" The dust of the station mixed with the heat of the sun, but it never bothered him. He was used to it. Every day, from sunrise to sunset, he worked with a smile, not because life was easy, but because he had learned to find hope in the smallest things. His clothes were worn, his feet often bare, but his eyes gleamed with a strange fire, something rare in children of his circumstance. While others laughed at his poverty, he imagined himself standing at a podium, speaking to a nation, changing lives. He would sometimes stop in front of the giant posters of politicians and read their names out loud, believing deeply that one day his name would be among them. Most people around him have long buried their dreams beneath the weight of survival, but not him. He read borrowed books by candlelight, learned from overheard conversations, and kept questioning everything, especially the rules that said a poor boy couldn't be great. His mother, a simple woman with a kind face, encouraged him in quiet ways, like when she saved a few coins from her own work just so he could buy an old textbook. His father, though skeptical, slowly began to believe as the boy's confidence grew. By the time he was a teenager, the boy had memorized speeches from Abraham Lincoln and Martin Luther King Jr., and he practiced speaking them in front of a cracked mirror in his tiny home. He didn't speak perfect English, nor did he have formal education beyond what his hands could afford, but he had passion, fire, and the ability to connect with people. He started small volunteering, helping locals, speaking out against injustice in town meetings. Some people called him a dreamer, others a fool, but slowly he started gathering attention. His compassion for the poor, his love for his people, and his unshakable work ethic turned him into a voice for the voiceless. With every speech, his audience grew, not because he promised miracles, but because he believed in the impossible. Over time, he entered politics, not as the child of privilege, but as the son of poverty. He lost his first election, then his second, but he kept showing up. People noticed that he didn't disappear when the cameras were gone. He was there during floods, during economic crises, during pain-sharing meals, lifting spirits, rebuilding homes. One day, a journalist asked him how a tea seller dreamed of becoming a prime minister. He smiled and said, "Because I served the people then, and I still serve them now." Eventually, the impossible happened. He won. Not just the election, but the heart of a nation. The boy who once sold tea at train stations now sat in the most powerful chair of his country, not as a king, but as a servant leader. His story didn't just inspire his people. It resonated around the world, proof that greatness doesn't require wealth, just a heart brave enough to dream and the soul strong enough to persevere. He changed education policies, uplifted the poor, created jobs, and inspired a generation of kids who had nothing but dreams. In America, his story became a favorite among motivational speakers, reminding everyone that no matter where you start, it's the size of your fight that defines your journey. And as he looked out from his office window, the Prime Minister remembered the scent of tea and coal smoke and smiled, not because he had reached the top, but because he never forgot where he came from. That boy, that dream, that journey, it wasn't just his story. It was a universal truth. You don't need riches to be powerful. You need purpose.